wanted to do a deeper dive as far as my opinions on this helmet, and again, these are just my opinions. You know, I wanted to do something a little bit more in depth than just the initial thought that I did in the prior video. I'd literally just had it for about an hour at that point. I did a full ride yesterday, probably about 6-7 hours, you know, with a couple stops obviously in between, but you know, from pretty much the coast out to Borrego and back, which went from, you know, 55 gloomy and almost drizzly to 95 and sunny and back. So hopefully these give a little bit more insight as far as my thoughts on the helmet. I love the face shields that come with this helmet. I immediately took off the clear one and put on the smoke, and I did install the pin lock on the smoke. The way that they come on and off, relatively easy. I'd almost wish that it did use the normal just screw system. The peripheral view on it is incredible. Pin lock on that has worked great as far as fogging. The indents when you're moving the shield, the face shield up and down are really smooth. The operation is really smooth. And what I like about this is when the face shield is shut, the front part of the helmet's pretty sealed. One of my big questions was, how is this helmet gonna be when it gets a little warm? I rode out to Borrego, and at the time that I rode out, it was about 96 degrees. And you know, it was warm, just as warm as any other helmet that I've had, but I really didn't notice anything worse than any other helmet. So as far as I'm concerned, the heat's really not a problem. So the adjustable chin vent system is pretty cool. I mean, I do like that you can, you know, you pop it out a little bit to have some airflow through the middle, and then you can remove it to get as much airflow as possible. But knowing myself, I'll end up losing it. So hopefully it'll be easy to order replacements. You know, I was thinking, you know, maybe even offer different colors. That would be kind of cool, but it is a little worrisome that I'll end up losing this thing. As far as the action cam mount, honestly, a little disappointed. It's just a flat piece of plastic that kind of mounts to the same area where the adjustable vent piece is. So you have to take off the adjustable vent piece, and then you actually screw this into that area of the helmet. It's not really something you can take on and off real easily. Plus, here's a section of the manual that shows how to install the action cam mount. It doesn't really say how to put the GoPro or whatever other action cam you have onto this. I'm assuming that you use the 3M tape mounts that are usually included with the GoPro, but at that point, so you're covering up the screw that you use to install and uninstall with this tape that's semi-permanent. And plus the mounts that come with a GoPro tend to be kind of curved because they're meant to really kind of put it on the helmet. So don't know if that'll stick or not. But for me, the most worrisome part is that you're covering up how you install and uninstall this, so it's almost kind of a permanent thing, which I just don't think I'm gonna end up doing. Another challenge I'm gonna have is figuring out where to mount an action camera on the helmet. I used a Dango Design gripper mount on my prior helmet, and that worked great. It locked onto the chin part of the helmet really well. In this case, for the Scorpion helmet, the clamp's going to interfere with the inflation button for that kind of Nike Air Jordan inflation system. And also I just found that it just doesn't go up all the way, and you know, because it's hitting that and just the way that the chin section on the helmet is formed. So what I ended up doing is having to mount using one of the GoPro mounts, clip mounts, mount it to the visor. That worked pretty well. Not sure I really like the angle of view, and I was kind of worried that the visor would bounce a lot because of the weight of the GoPro, but I actually didn't see that happening. So as far as strength, I don't see a problem with it. I just don't really particularly like the view angle. So as far as sizing, when I measured my head, I came out at about 23 5/8. And that put me at the top of the large size. I really didn't know whether I should go with a large or go up to an extra large, but I went ahead and went with the large. When I first got it, it felt a little snug, and I was worried that I might have to return it and wait for an extra large. But after wearing it for a full day, there's definitely no pressure points on my face or my head that I feel like I really need to exchange it. But I would say the 23 5/8 is pretty much the limit as far as the large goes. So before, when I bought helmets, I tended to stick with something, you know, that was pretty neutral, black, gray, things like that. With this one, I took a little bit of a chance and went ahead and got the red, white, and blue mainly because that was what was available. The gray that I was looking at wasn't available at the time that I ordered, and so I figured I'd take the chance. The blue doesn't match the blue on the Touareg exactly, but it's also not far enough off to where it's kind of clashy or gaudy looking, so pretty happy with that. So those are my thoughts on the helmet after having it for a few days. Just a little bit more in depth than the prior video that I did where I'd only had it for an hour or so. I do want to stress that these are simply my opinions and my thoughts on the helmet. Somebody else could have a completely different take on it, so make sure to look for all the other videos and their opinions on the helmet as well. But hopefully this gave a little bit more information on it. Again, I haven't really seen too many videos on this particular helmet, so hopefully this helps a little bit. But as always, make sure to, if you can find one in a local shop, go and look at it yourself, try it on yourself, all that kind of stuff. Till next time.